You finish your shift at the convenience store at 11:43 p.m. Your manager leaves early again, dumping inventory counts on you before disappearing through the back door with a muttered apology. The fluorescent lights hum overhead while rain taps softly against the windows. You stand alone behind the register, scanning expired food into a plastic crate and thinking about rent. Your phone vibrates. Unknown number. You ignore it. It rings again immediately. Then again. By the fourth call, irritation outweighs caution. You answer with a tired, "We're closed." A woman's voice speaks calmly. 3 black sedans are about to stop outside your store. Do not run. You freeze. The line goes dead. Headlights slide across the wet parking lot outside. 3 black cars roll in slowly. Your stomach tightens. Men step out first. Dark suits. Umbrellas. Their movements are too coordinated to be random. 1 stays near the cars. 2 approach the entrance. You instinctively reach for the panic button beneath the counter. A hand grabs your wrist before you can press it. You nearly scream. A woman stands behind you. You swear she wasn't there a second ago. Long black coat. Pale skin. Dark red eyes that lock onto yours without blinking. Rainwater drips from the edge of her hair onto the tile floor. The front doors burst open. The suited men enter immediately. One of them points directly at you. There he is. The woman behind you sighs softly. Then she pulls a pistol from beneath her coat and shoots him through the throat. The sound detonates inside the tiny store. Blood sprays across the instant noodle shelf. Everything after that happens too fast for your brain to process cleanly. Another man reaches inside his jacket. She shoots him twice in the chest. Glass explodes behind you as someone fires from outside. The woman grabs your collar and drags you to the floor just before bullets tear through the windows above your head. Your ears ring violently. You stare at her in shock. She looks completely calm. "Stay behind me, husband." Your brain stops. What? Another gunshot cracks. She fires back without even looking. The man outside collapses against a car. You crawl backward across shattered glass. "I don't know who you are." "I know." Her expression softens slightly. "That's why this is difficult." 2 more armed men rush through the side entrance. She moves faster than your eyes can follow. 1 second she stands over you. The next, one attacker crashes through a refrigerated drink display while the other collapses with a knife buried in his eye. Silence returns suddenly. Only rain. Only your breathing. The woman kneels beside you carefully, almost tenderly, despite the bodies surrounding her. "My name is Reina Yozakura," she says quietly. "Head of the Yozakura clan." You stare at the corpses. Then back at her. You know the name. Everybody in Tokyo knows the name. Not officially. Officially, the Yozakura clan doesn't exist anymore. Officially, they dissolved after the anti-organized crime crackdown 6 years ago. But everyone still whispers about them. Politicians disappearing. Companies collapsing overnight. Police investigations ending abruptly. You look at the dead men again. Why are they trying to kill me? Her answer comes immediately. Because you married me. You almost laugh. Then you see the ring. On your left hand. A black metal band you have never seen before. Your stomach drops. What did you do to me? Her eyes narrow slightly. Saved your life. Sirens echo faintly in the distance. She stands and extends her hand. You have 30 seconds before police arrive. If they find you here, my enemies will know exactly where you are. You don't move. She watches you carefully. Then her voice becomes quieter. If you stay, they will torture you until you reveal information you do not possess. Another pause. If you come with me, I can protect you. You should refuse. Everything about this feels insane. But 6 bodies lie around you. And deep down, you already know something worse. The men who came tonight were not afraid of the police. They came expecting murder. You take her hand. The next hour feels unreal. The convoy moves through Tokyo without stopping once. Traffic lights somehow turn green before you reach them. Police cars avoid intersections entirely. The city bends around the vehicles like someone cleared the roads in advance. Reina sits beside you in silence. Not cold. Not hostile. Just focused. Occasionally she glances toward you with an expression that feels disturbingly affectionate. That scares you more than the guns. You arrive at a private estate hidden behind high concrete walls in the mountains outside the city. The gates alone look military-grade. Dozens of armed guards bow as Reina exits the car. Then they bow to you too. Husband Sama. The title hits harder than the gunfire did. Inside, the estate resembles less a mansion and more a command center disguised as luxury. Security monitors line entire walls. Men in tailored suits carry rifles openly. Women in formal dresses discuss financial reports while walking past armed patrols. Nobody questions your presence. That means everyone already knew. Reina leads you into a private dining room overlooking a dark garden. Food waits on the table. Fresh. Prepared recently. Like someone knew exactly when you would arrive. She notices where you're looking. I had dinner remade 3 times, she says softly. I wasn't certain when you'd come home. Your skin crawls. You've been watching me. For 14 months. The answer comes naturally. No shame. No hesitation. You stare at her. You're insane. A faint smile touches her lips. Yes. She pours tea carefully. You smiled at a stray cat outside your apartment last year. You used your last cash to buy food for it even though you had not eaten yourself. She slides the cup toward you. You returned a wallet containing 480,000 yen without taking anything. Another pause. You apologize to a vending machine after kicking it. You feel sick. You stalked me. I protected you. You murdered 6 people. They intended to cut your fingers off one at a time. Her expression darkens slightly. They would have begun with the left hand. Silence settles between you. You realize something slowly. She genuinely believes every word she says. That makes this worse. Much worse. Over the following weeks, you learn the rules of the Yozakura clan. Rule 1, everybody fears Reina. Rule 2, nobody lies to her successfully. Rule 3, your safety outweighs everything else. Entire operations pause because your car route changes unexpectedly. Men with decades inside the organization lower their eyes when speaking to you. A district manager once interrupts your breakfast to report a missing shipment worth nearly $12 million. Reina asks one question. Did this inconvenience my husband? The manager hesitates too long. She shoots him in the head. Right there beside the dining table. You don't touch your food afterward. That night, you confront her privately. He had a family. He failed. He was scared. He should have been. You slam your hands against the desk. People are dying because of me. No, she says calmly. People are dying because they threaten what belongs to me. The word belongs lingers heavily in the room. You expect anger in yourself. Instead, you feel something worse. The beginning of adaptation. Because part of your mind already calculates the truth. Nobody will ever threaten you again. Nobody will ever insult you again. Nobody will ever make you feel powerless again. That realization disgusts you. But it also changes you. 3 months after arriving at the estate, Reina brings you to your first clan negotiation. A harbor warehouse near Yokohama. Dozens of armed men stand around shipping containers while executives smoke nervously beneath floodlights. The meeting concerns a territory dispute involving synthetic drug routes moving through Osaka. You shouldn't even be there. But Reina refuses to leave you behind. You remain near me, she says quietly before exiting the car. If violence begins, get inside the armored vehicle immediately. You expect violence? I expect disappointment. The rival delegation arrives 10 minutes later. The Kurigane Group. Older organization. Less sophisticated. More brutal. Their leader smiles at Reina with fake warmth. Then his eyes shift toward you. Everything changes instantly. You notice it immediately. The atmosphere tightens. Men adjust their grips on hidden weapons. The rival leader laughs softly. So this is the husband. Reina's hand slips around yours possessively. The man continues. I expected someone stronger. The insult barely leaves his mouth before Reina's bodyguards raise their rifles. But she lifts one finger. They stop. That should relieve you. Instead, it terrifies you more. Because now you understand she intends to handle this personally. She steps forward slowly. No one speaks about him that way. The rival leader smirks. You've become emotional, Reina. Wrong answer. You see it in her eyes instantly. Something cold slides behind them. Not rage. Worse. Decision. The next 30 seconds destroy any illusion that organized crime resembles movies. No dramatic speeches. No warning. Reina draws a hidden blade and drives it into the man's throat before anyone reacts. Gunfire erupts immediately. You hit the ground as bullets rip through metal containers overhead. Screaming. Muzzle flashes. Men collapsing onto wet concrete. One attacker rushes toward you specifically. Not Reina. You. That changes something inside your chest. You grab the fallen pistol near your hand and fire instinctively. The man drops. You stare at the body in shock. Your ears ring violently. You just killed someone. Reina appears beside you moments later, blood splattered across her white suit. Her expression shifts the instant she sees you unharmed. Relief. Genuine relief. Then she notices the corpse beside you. You protected yourself. Her voice sounds proud. That realization unsettles you more than the violence. Back at the estate, you can't sleep. You replay the shooting repeatedly. The recoil. The impact. The way the man collapsed. A soft knock interrupts your thoughts. Reina enters carrying tea. She sits beside you silently. For once, neither of you speaks immediately. Finally, you ask the question that's been growing in your mind for weeks. Why me? She answers without hesitation. Because you were kind before power touched you. You laugh bitterly. I killed someone tonight. Yes. She studies you carefully. And you regret it. Her fingers trace lightly across your hand. That is why I chose you. You begin participating in clan operations after that. Not because you want to. Because refusing becomes impossible. The organization starts revolving around you more each month. Reina trusts nobody completely except you. That makes you valuable. Dangerously valuable. You review financial reports. Approve security movements. Mediate internal disputes. At first, older clan members resent your presence openly. Then you uncover a laundering leak involving over 800 million yen disappearing through shell companies in Singapore. You trace it to one of the senior accountants. Reina gives you the choice personally. Execution or exile. You stare at the trembling accountant. A father of two. 23 years loyal to the clan. Sweat drips down his face while armed guards wait nearby. You realize this decision will define you. The old version of yourself would choose mercy instantly. But the old version of yourself never lived inside a system where mercy invites betrayal. If you exile him, rivals may buy his knowledge. People die. Maybe Reina dies. Maybe you do. You choose execution. The gunshot echoes for a long time afterward. That night, you vomit alone in the bathroom. But the next morning, something changes inside the organization. People stop seeing you as weak. That scares you most of all. Because they're right. A year passes. Then two. The Yozakura clan expands aggressively under Reina's leadership. Cybercrime divisions. Political blackmail networks. Private security contracts overseas. Legitimate businesses laundering billions annually. And somehow, despite everything, your marriage becomes real. Not normal. Never normal. But real. Reina sleeps beside you every night with a pistol beneath her pillow. She memorizes your daily routines obsessively. She becomes violently jealous whenever anyone shows interest in you. A waitress once smiles too long while serving dinner. 3 days later, she disappears. You confront Reina immediately. What did you do? Her silence confirms everything. You feel genuine fear then. Not fear of enemies. Fear of your wife. You can't keep killing people over nothing. She touched your hand. She handed me a menu. She wanted your attention. You stare at her in disbelief. You sound insane. I warned you already. Her voice stays soft. That part of me will never change. For the first time, you consider leaving seriously. Not because of danger. Because staying means becoming complicit forever. But that same week, assassins attack your convoy downtown. Professional contractors. Military-grade weapons. The firefight leaves 12 dead. You survive because Reina physically shields you with her own body while returning fire one-handed through shattered armored glass. Afterward, while surgeons remove a bullet from her shoulder, she grips your wrist weakly and whispers only one thing. Please don't leave me. That destroys your resolve more effectively than any threat could. Because beneath the obsession, beneath the violence, something terrifyingly sincere exists inside her. Love. Distorted. Possessive. Dangerous. But real. Years inside the Yozakura clan change your instincts completely. You start noticing exits automatically when entering rooms. You memorize security routes. You distrust kindness. You carry a firearm daily. Worse, power becomes comfortable. People obey immediately when you speak now. Politicians shake your hand nervously. Executives offer favors without being asked. Fear surrounds your name almost as much as Reina's. One winter evening, an intelligence report lands on your desk. Internal betrayal. Again. This time involving someone close. Hayato. Reina's oldest bodyguard. The man who taught you how to shoot properly. The man who saved your life twice. Evidence suggests he's feeding information to a rival Korean syndicate. You spend hours reviewing reports, desperately searching for errors. There are none. Reina enters quietly while you stare at the documents. You know what must happen. He protected us. He sold us. You look up slowly. If we kill him, the others will fear us more. They already fear us. No, she says softly. They fear me. Her eyes lock onto yours. They must fear you too. That realization settles heavily into your chest. This isn't just about betrayal anymore. It's succession planning. Reina is preparing the clan for the possibility that one day you lead it alone. You meet Hayato privately before dawn. He doesn't deny anything. Instead, he bows deeply. My daughter owes 34 million yen in medical debt, he says quietly. They offered protection. You should have come to us. I was ashamed. The old version of yourself resurfaces briefly then. The man from the convenience store. The one who believed problems could be solved cleanly. You almost spare him. Then you remember the convoy attack. The bullets. Reina bleeding against you inside the car. You execute Hayato personally. Afterward, Reina holds you silently for nearly an hour while blood dries on your gloves. You stop sleeping well after that. Faces follow you into dreams. The accountant. The gunman in Yokohama. Hayato. Sometimes you wake reaching for weapons before realizing you're home. Reina notices every change. Of course she does. One night she asks quietly, "Do you hate me?" You think carefully before answering. "I hate what I became." She lowers her eyes. That is different. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. The worst part is understanding that leaving no longer feels possible even if you wanted it. Too many secrets. Too much blood. Too many enemies. The outside world has become abstract now. Soft. Unreal. You belong to the clan as completely as Reina does. 5 years after the night at the convenience store, the government launches coordinated raids against multiple syndicates simultaneously. Bank accounts freeze overnight. Police task forces mobilize. Several allied organizations collapse within days. The Yozakura clan survives because Reina prepared years in advance. Safe houses activate immediately. Evidence disappears. Judges receive anonymous leverage files. Witnesses vanish. You coordinate logistics for 72 straight hours without sleep. At one point, a regional lieutenant calls in panic because police surround one of the Osaka properties containing hidden records. You make the decision yourself. Burn the building. 3 guards die inside. Necessary losses. You say the words automatically now. Necessary losses. Later, while standing beside Reina on the estate balcony overlooking Tokyo, you realize how completely your mind changed. The city no longer looks like home. It looks like territory. Assets. Threat vectors. Influence zones. Reina leans against your shoulder quietly. You're thinking too hard again. You ruined my life. The statement comes out calmer than expected. She closes her eyes briefly. Yes. No denial. No manipulation. Just honesty. And I would do it again. The frightening part is realizing you already know that. Far below, the city lights continue flickering endlessly through the dark. Somewhere down there, ordinary people finish late work shifts and complain about rent and fall asleep believing the world makes sense. You barely remember what that felt like anymore. Inside the estate, guards rotate positions every 30 minutes. Encrypted phones vibrate constantly. Enemies continue planning your deaths. And beside you stands the woman responsible for destroying your old life completely. The woman who watches you sleep because she fears losing you. The woman who would burn entire cities before allowing anyone to take you away. Your wife. Reina slips her hand into yours carefully. Warm. Steady. Possessive. In the distance, sirens echo faintly through Tokyo again. Neither of you reacts. Because inside the Yozakura clan, there is always another threat approaching. Always another betrayal waiting. Always another body eventually hitting the floor. And now, after all these years, you understand the truth that terrified you most from the beginning. You are no longer trapped inside Reina's world. You helped build it.